Alright, in this video I'm going to talk about the card spring. This is one of the most iconic card moves that there is. And if you consider yourself a card guy, it's pretty much something you have to learn how to do. Alright, let's break this down. This is a pretty difficult move. It's going to take quite a bit of practice to be able to do it smoothly, but it's worth it. So the first thing you need to learn is the grip. Now there's a few different methods here. You know, some people shoot the cards off the front edge, some people shoot them off the back edge, the front corner, back corner. I've experimented with all of these different methods and have found that the best way is to hold the cards from the corners and then shoot them off of your thumb. Okay, and it seems like a lot of others have come to the same conclusion, so that's the way that I'll teach it. Now, before you get into the grip, it's really important that the deck is completely square. So you just want to make sure that all the edges are squared up, there's no cards sticking out or anything, just everything is really clean. Okay, next step is to get into the grip, which is this right here. So I have my thumb on the bottom left corner, and it's held in such a way that the very tip of my thumb is just barely hanging on to, that very last card. So I'm not holding it like this, I'm holding it like this, just at the very tip. And then I have my middle finger at the upper right corner, and that's a similar situation. It's just barely hanging on to that bottommost card. And then what I'll do is I place my first finger right beside the middle finger as well. So this is the final grip. So you'll just want to get used to that position right there. Now, basically what's happening is I'm squeezing my fingers inwards, and that causes the deck to bend like this. So I'm building up energy, and then what's happening is I'm relaxing my thumb, or I'm rolling my thumb back. So after applying pressure, after flexing the deck, I'm releasing with my thumb, and that causes the cards. It's impossible to demonstrate slowly, really, but I'm rolling my thumb backwards, and that causes the cards to shoot off. Okay, so I guess I'll do a spring in slow motion for you so you can kind of see that in action right there. Okay, and you'll notice that the way that I do the spring is I start shooting when my hands are very close together. Then as the spring continues, I separate my hands, increasing the distance, and then when I only have a few cards left, I start to bring my hands closer together again. Alright, because it's very difficult to start off with your hands separated and then have good enough aim to immediately catch it from here. So you start here, bring it far apart, then bring it back in. Okay. Now let's talk a bit in more detail about the shooting process. So what I would recommend is to get in this position, flex the cards, and then just practice shooting the cards. Eventually you'll want to be able to shoot them singly and in one continuous stream. But when you first start out, you're going to start shooting them in clumps. And that's okay, it just takes practice. But just get used to cards flying off of your thumb like that and catching them in your opposite hand. Now the grip you want to use for catching is kind of like a straddle grip like this. It acts like a trap so that the cards will not fall off of your hand after they've landed. So what I mean by that is stick your pinky out like this and stick your first finger out like this so that you have a border around all of the edges. So just practice shooting like this, and then slowly you're going to get more and more control, and you'll learn how to release pressure with your thumb in just the right way to get a smooth stream. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll actually do a spring for you with my opposite hand, which I haven't practiced with. And this will give you an idea of what it's probably going to look like when you first try this move. So let's see, I'm getting in position. Let me make sure it's all square. Getting in position, flexing, and now releasing pressure with my thumb, rolling it back. Okay, so with practice, that right there will turn into that. And as you practice more and more, you'll be able to separate your hands a further, a longer distance. So the further away your hands are from each other, the better this is going to look. And the more smooth or the more continuous the stream is, the better it's going to look. So those are the things to focus on. But overall, it's just a really, really fun move. It's very impressive, it looks good, and it's a classic, really. So just keep practicing that. If you have any questions regarding this move, feel free to let me know in the description box down below. I'll try to answer all of them. And have fun with that. Bye.